This morning, I logged into Facebook Ads Manager, as I do every day, and I noticed a little button was missing. Now, I don't know, maybe it was already gone yesterday, the day before, maybe last week, but I noticed it. Maybe I didn't notice it yesterday, but I noticed it today. And I had no notice about it, no way to know it's gone except my own memory of it being there before. And I I'm crazy. I am talking about something unimportant to pretty much anyone probably watching this, but the view setup button, just a little feature that let you in Ads Manager click this little button to switch between a view of metrics versus a view of the settings for the ad sets, ads, whatever. You could see like a little bit about what the targeting was, or if you're at the ad level, you could see a little bit about the copy and the link. I use it often so I can quickly switch over and see what's the URL the ads are driving to. And now it's gone. And probably a lot of people out there wondering, oh, Barry, you're making a big deal out of nothing again, right? Maybe, but it's not about this button. It's about how this is a tool that I have to use every day. Ads Manager, I'm in there every day, even Saturdays and Sundays. I'm in there. And I don't enjoy or appreciate that every day when I have to go in there, something is different. Maybe not every day, but almost every week, something in there changes. This should be a sturdy platform. This should be pretty smooth, solid tool. Thinking about other things, other ad platforms, but also other pieces of software I have to use. These features aren't just removed. These features aren't just added in randomly or seemingly randomly. And I'm guessing, Facebook Meta, whatever you want to say, I'm going to say Facebook. They've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 13, almost 14 years now. Started in 2008. I've spent thousands of days, tens of thousands of hours in Ads Manager. And I feel like I am a lab rat. I feel like I'm a test subject that they just come up with ideas of ways that they can make me or other advertisers spend more money on their ad platform. And they A/B test it. And I don't get to know about it. I don't get to have a say in it. But they do it. And I think that's bad. I think it's a huge problem. This is not something I do for fun. I'm in here every day. I have to be. This is where my work lives in these ads. Sure, I could use third-party API platforms, but I don't because they're usually not as good as Facebook's Ads Manager. That's a whole nother topic I'm not going to get into right now. But I have a question to ask the Facebook engineers who do this, the Meta engineers who do this. How would you feel if every day I showed up to your office and I changed something on your desk? I changed how your tools worked. I changed how your keyboard worked. I mean, if the main tool you have to use to do your job changed every day, you would be mad. I'm asking for Meta, Facebook, whatever, to be more transparent about these changes. This is the kind of stuff that should be highlighted in the Ads Manager's Updates tab, which, by the way, I appreciate that you put in there and that there are like release notes there, but unfortunately, you don't use it enough. And now I'm sure if anyone at Meta is actually listening to this or watching this, I'm sure they will say, well, Barry, actually advertisers don't look at that updates tab. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure less than 1% of advertisers even know that exists, but it's important. It's important that it be there, and it's important that it be used to communicate changes so that when something like this does go away, we have a historical reference of it in case it impacts something else down the line. Because it's now my responsibility. If I want to file a bug and say, hey, this button's gone, this feature's gone, and I just send a screenshot of the button no longer there, they're going to say, oh, send us a screenshot of the button that used to be there. But now you're putting the responsibility on me to have a historical log of screenshots of your previous iterations of your product. It's just unrealistic. There's no way for me to communicate that effectively to someone on the support team at Facebook. So I get it. I'm sure you'd say very few people read that updates tab, the Ads Manager updates tab, which is unfortunate. But maybe for both of these things, the view setup button, maybe for the Ads Manager updates tab, if you put a little bit of notice around it, you put a little, hey, this is a new feature. Hey, there's new updates in here in the updates thing. That would be welcome. I know there's a ton of things that we all advertisers complain that you give us updates for that are annoying. Very much. I keep seeing all of my peers in my network saying how annoying the pop-up is that we can now get requests a free phone call with a marketing expert. I am not going to dig into that topic in this video, but if y'all can put pop-ups for that garbage there, you can put up little pop-ups that describe new features when they're added. Would have been very simple to have a little animated thing show how the view setup button works and why you would use it. It would be very easy for you to have a little red icon, on the help bar, or make a little button separately that highlights the Ads Manager update tab so people know to look there. Maybe publish that on a blog somewhere. Maybe publish that on a public Facebook group or page somewhere where this very large group of advertisers, media buyers, where we could access that and understand that. Maybe we can even use an RSS feed so we can have it shoot straight into Slack. So I don't even have to go to Facebook to look at this. I want those updates. Okay. I want those technical updates. I need them to be able to do my job well, to be able to help others do their jobs well, and to succeed in advertising on your platform. Also, maybe make a beta version of Ads Manager. Why subject every user to all this testing? Let some users opt in. I would happily opt in to this kind of testing if I knew that I could. And I would happily, a big part of that beta testing is also expecting that feedback. But I don't have a good place to give feedback about this view setup button that came and went. I don't have a good place to provide that. Yes, there is a Facebook group I'm in with engineers, and they are sometimes absolutely tremendous at solving the big issues when the really, truly big issues come up. But there still needs to be a way for the experts and the heavy daily users of Ads Manager, of which there's thousands of us. We need to be able to provide feedback. We need to have our voice heard. And a beta program would be really valuable, especially if you would be willing to pay us or at least give us ad credits for that. That would be cool too. But let's start small, baby steps. Beta program. My bigger question is, who is accountable? Who is the head of the Ads Manager program? Who is responsible for this? Who can we talk to? Who is willing to take responsibility for the mistakes? Who is there that can help us build a better program so that, program, as in not a better app, but I mean a program for us to work together so that we as advertisers and you as a giant corporation that wants to make lots of money from us as advertisers, we can work together so that we can have a less bad time using your platform. That's all I have to say. I hope someone at Meta sees this and understands this and can forward this on to someone who can actually, if there is actually someone there who can care and make a difference about any of this. I'm here. There are at least dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of other advertisers who would be willing to offer their help to Meta to make less bad changes. You should also be paying us to do that. That's a separate conversation. You should be paying us for our time rather than just abusing us and not paying us for it. But hey, I'm not going to dig into that. So I'll finish this video and say, Meta, get in touch. Someone there, please. I'm easy to find. Send me a message. Put a little notice in my ads manager. I'll respond. But yeah, please stop making these little changes and expecting us to just continue going on about our day. We are talking about it. When we see these changes, we talk to other advertisers about it. We know when some accounts have some features and some don't. We understand that. So please, Meta, Facebook, help us out. One more thing. I want to understand why Meta isn't asking for this feedback more. Why not ask us for more help? Why make it so difficult? Why only listen to the top spending advertisers? We know, a lot of us, we've been there. I've worked at some huge, massive organizations that spend a ton of money. And I know that those agencies, those mega agencies and those mega spending businesses are the only ones that have access to input at Facebook. There needs to be a better program that disconnects exact quantities of dollars spent with validity of feedback about your ad platform. There are professionals who have since moved on from working at gigantic, dumb, slow organizations or whatever. Maybe we've moved into our own startups for whatever reasons. But just because we don't represent $1 billion a month or a year, whatever, doesn't mean that our understanding or our feedback about your product isn't valid. So think about how to better get feedback from someone like me who has spent almost $1 billion on your platform, or any of my other peers who we now don't work on those big brands, but we work on many smaller startups. We have a lot of experience and we better understand these tools than most common users, and we'd be able to give you clear feedback. So think about how to build a better program that isn't just related to the most highest spending advertisers, who, by the way, are some of the least intelligent advertisers. Sorry to say. If someone's feelings are hurt by that, send me a message. Let me know. I apologize. That was not my intent, but they're not necessarily the heaviest users. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks. Bye.